So one of the things that we talked about, that was bumpy. One of the things that we talked about in the workshop in Syracuse was about the fact that it's characters that really connect your reader to your story. Okay, you might have the best plot in the world, but it's about the characters. Whether you're writing science fiction, whether you're writing thrillers, romance, whatever you're writing, it really comes down to the characters and your readers being able to connect with them. So we thought we'd talk a little bit about characters that we love, both our own characters and characters from other writers. So, Holly.
Well, I will confess, my very first crush ever was with Lazarus Long from Robert Heinlein's Number of the Beast and Methuselah's Children. Like, really, he's a redhead, he wears a kilt, he carries his weapon under his kilt. Like, how can this be wrong? I will mention that my husband himself, for all of you, is a redhead, or used to be a redhead. Things are graying out just a little bit. Don't tell him I said that.
I hope he doesn't see this video. Shh, don't tell him.
But I love this character, and truly, I think he was my first crush. And anyone in Lord of the Rings. I grew up in Middle Earth, so all of those characters on some level or another spoke to me. I think Sam was my favorite.
Okay.
I loved him.
I have always been a Star Trek girl. I am a big Spock fan from the original, although again, I love all of them, and I love the interplay of the chemistry between all those characters.
What do you think about the reboots?
I love the reboots. I was terrified as a dyed-in-the-wool Trekkie. I was terrified that they were going to just totally wreck my show. And they did a heck of a job. All the casting was like spot on.
Oh, it's so good.
Spot on. And all of those actors did a bang up job of giving a nod to the original actors and how the original characters were played, and yet making them their own as well. I think that's just an amazing.
And every one of them, there was a moment where you're like, oh, yeah,
there he is, right? There's Spock, there's Kirk, there's, and even there's Shatner. I think Chris Pine did a real bang-up job. There's Chekhov. I think they did an amazing job.
Are they doing more of those?
I would imagine they probably are, because it's lucrative, so hopefully they are. One of my favorite series is the J.D. Robb series with Eve Dallas, and I just adore Eve. And what I like is also through the whole series, you're getting great character growth. She continues to grow and change and deal with her stuff as she goes along. So that's one that I love. How about one that you wrote yourself? Like, what's one of your characters that you've written that you really like?
And I think my answer should always be in
the one you're working on.
What I'm working on, because that, and I don't want to say too much about this new series I've been working on, but this character is a little sassy, not too much, passionate. And I will confess, I really connected with her about that. And she was funny. I really spent the entire book just laughing. And really on another level, when I wrote Carry Her Heart, Pip, who was the kindergarten story lady who ended up writing children's books, I really identified with her on so many levels. She wasn't anyone that I was specifically channeling, but I would love to be her best friend.
Yeah.
So that was someone who really stuck out to me as a writer.
Okay.
How about you?
Well, my very first heroine, Harley, has a soft spot in my heart, just because she was the one who actually sold that book. Because I asked the editor later, why did she buy that book, and it was Harley. And Harley had a tough exterior but a soft interior, and so she had something to prove to the world, and I liked her. I love all my heroes because, of course, exactly, you're supposed to, because otherwise why are you writing them if you don't love them? But I think one of my one of my favorites. Right now I have 3 Hawkins books out, 3 brothers, and while I do love all of them, and they all have their own unique things that I love about them, don't tell the other brothers, but I kind of like Hayden a little bit, just a little bit more. There's just something about Hayden, and I think it's because over the 3 books you see Hayden, and you see, again, he's one of these tough guys that he's not above rubbing his pregnant sister's feet, you know? So, like, again, he's this love him and leave him kind of a guy until he finds the right girl. But he, you know, and he's very all about his family. So, you know, not that, because they all are, but I just really like Hayden a lot. There's just something about him.
And that's, with all my heroes, they really are very much beta heroes. They're not alpha, and mainly because I don't think that would work well with me.
Yeah.
The first time, like, you know, you shall do this, I'd be like, you shall.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
That's what we think about that. Yeah, throw down the law.
But
like
I wrote one Riley for Not Precisely Pregnant, and I loved him because he thought he was an alpha hero. He thought he was alpha. He thought he was as tough as they come, and he was not.
Right.
And I loved that the readers knew that he was really got this soft,
marshmallow.
Squishy
Yeah,
inside.
exactly.
Despite the fact he was trying, you know, he's a hard-hitting journalist and doesn't do fluff pieces, and I love that the heroine recognized that about him.
You see, Hayden actually is my most alpha-ish. Again, he's not an alpha that, you know, as alpha readers love their alphas. He's not an alpha, but he is the most alpha I had written. And
okay, if somebody's watching this and don't understand the difference between alpha and beta.
So an alpha male is literally an alpha male, like top dog, top of the pack, leader. They're generally harder edged. They're not as soft and fluffy. They are often cops or soldiers or things like that. Although you're billionaires, they can be very alpha as well.
Ooh, you're Scottish Highlanders.
Yeah, you know, you're warriors. Those kinds of characters. Now, Holly and I mostly write beta, which is your guy next door, like your normal human being. Not the alphas are not, but your normal everyday kind of a guy. You know,
I write a lot of cops, and even all my cops are very beta heroes. And it's not that they wouldn't step in front of a bullet for you.
Right.
That's not it.
Exactly.
They're
right.
brave, and they're willing to put themselves on the line for what they love or for who they should
protect their family and the people they love. Absolutely.
But they are also, I love a good beta hero who will pick up a baby. You might complain about changing a diaper, but you know, the one that's baby talking, or has a little French poodle for a dog, or they just have a little bit softer edges, and for me that works.
Vicki Lewis Thompson wrote the Nerd series,
right?
I love her nerds, and I love those guys, and those guys are very beta guys, but oh my gosh, they're wonderful. And yeah, so yeah, if you like the betas like we do, check out Vicki Lewis Thompson's Nerds, because they're really cool. I like them.
Well, nerds rock.
Nerds do, and geeks.
Oh,
Nerds and geeks.
There you are.
And yeah, we're both nerdy and geeky too. So, all right. Well, that's character in a nutshell for us. Some of the characters we love and why we love them.